try your best to apply for your visas yourself. You don't even know what these agents are submitting because they are doing the submission for you. Dubai is very hot, hotter than Abuja. And I went during the summer and I've never experienced that much heat in my life. Nigerians don't like Egypt because, a lot of Nigerians have experienced racial discrimination in Egypt, even though it's an African country.
Yeah.
I prefer to go to Ghana. I feel like I had high expectations of Ghana.
Okay.
And I got there and it was like Lagos, not even Lagos Pro Max, Lagos. It was as far as Lagos. The roads, abandoned projects, the weather, everything, traffic, where, I was like, Jesus Christ. It doesn't even feel like I'm outside Nigeria.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Modern Headlines. I'm your host, Kate. On this episode, I have my friend here again.
Hi guys, my name is Mercy Temi Iyang, Temi Teki.
Today, our topic is what solo traveling is really like, especially traveling as a single woman in Nigeria. So today we're definitely going to be sharing our stories. I also have my own personal stories about solo traveling, and she has us as well. And today we want to, talk about those experiences because up until now, I've actually never, spoken about, what happened when I once tried to travel on my own. And no, I think that should have been the first time I tried traveling on my own. And I remember giving her the gist, and we had a good.
It was hilarious.
Even myself retelling the story, I'm like, I can't even believe this happened to me. So anyway, okay. So my first question to you would be, what inspired your love for traveling?
My mom used to travel a lot.
Okay.
When we were kids, she was a businesswoman. She's still a businesswoman, so she traveled a lot. To be honest, I always wanted to travel like that. My first solo trip, my mom still inspired it. She just came one day and she was like, wouldn't you like to go to Dubai to go see your cousin? Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. She's like, you can go. You have the money to go. You can go. You could, just... It was kind of like, I've never traveled by myself, and my mom coming to suggest that I should travel all the way to UAE, United Arab Emirates, to go see my cousin. It was like, okay, since my mom
is the one that is,
so why not? She thinks I can do it, so.
So your travel to UAE, were you the one that funded it? Since she mentioned it, who did the funding?
Oh my God, I don't really want to go into that.
You have to to tell us who funded it.
Well, I did. With support from my mom.
From your mom.
She knew I had money.
You could afford it.
She knew I could afford it because I just did some gig.
Okay.
Yeah, and the gig came in with a lot of money, and she knew about it. And she was like, just travel. My mom is like somebody that believes that you should enjoy yourself. And then she just travel. You have the money to travel. But she still, she's my mom. And, she still kind of
supported you.
Yeah, supported me in a way.
So how was your first trip to UAE? What was your experience like?
It was very fast. It was like the beginning of the month. Immediately my mom mentioned it, I started the whole process. I got my visa. I was initially going to use an agent to do all of that, But then, I think I still used an agent, but somebody just, it was my ex, the person I was dating at that then, the agent in the office was one that, just did the whole visa processing for me. And then I got the visa the following day.
Okay.
Yeah, something quick. Yeah, it's not now that, So I got the visa the following day, paid for my flight tickets, and that was it. In 2 weeks, I was off to Dubai. Yeah, I traveled, sometimes you could go through Abu Dhabi, but I used Emirates, so I went to Dubai. It was not really long. I think a 6-hour trip. It was nice. It was my first solo trip, and it was my, first trip on my own, my money and all of that. Yeah, so
and it felt
like,
good.
Yeah, it felt.
Made you feel like a big girl.
Exactly. Even though I was still a bit young, I felt like a big girl, like, traveling on my own and all of that.
So what was, okay, I know that, of course, before you went to Dubai, you must have seen Dubai on social media, on the news. So what was your experience like? So landing Dubai, was it what you thought it was?
The heat wave that first hits me. Oh, Lord. Dubai is very hot. And I went during the summer. My cousin came to pick me from the airport. Yeah. I was still in the terminal. It was still, cold, chilled. I was like,
still feeling like you arrived there abroad.
Oh my God. Oh, but I passed immigration. I spent a while at customs because the load I carried, I carried I had a lot of luggage. So I spent a while at customs. And I got out. As I was leaving the terminal, the arrivals, the heat, it was shocking first. I was like, what is going on? Is it because we're underground? Like the car park, I was going to the car park, my cousin was parked at the car park. I was like, is it because we're underground? Why is it so hot? I took off what I was wearing. I just started taking off what I was wearing. Like, why is it so hot? And immediately I got to my cousin and I asked her, what's going on? Is something happening here? Because the weather is so hot. She said, that is how the entire United Arab Emirates. So I was like, what have I got myself into? I was like, you came during the summertime. The summer is summer. The hottest summer in the world. Wow. Like, no. It was crazy. No.
But I'd like to believe you still enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, I still enjoyed myself. But, I've never experienced that much heat in my life, to be honest. It was very hot. Hotter than Abuja. Okay. When people say Abuja is hot, but this one was hotter than Abuja. Yeah.
Abuja is hot.
Dubai is hotter.
Not people say Abuja.
UAE is hotter.
I can imagine. So aside UAE, I know you've gone to the UK, you've gone to Egypt, can you tell us the number of countries you've been to and the ones you've been to?
No, please, let's not do that.
You have to do it.
No, let's not do that.
And this part now, I say let's not do it. We're going to start the video. Okay. I know you've also been to...
counting.
Okay, you don't like... What's the name of this country? Egypt. Egypt is hot.
Lebanon, Egypt, Morocco.
Is it? Egypt,
Scotland.
Morocco too is also hot.
Yeah, but they are not as hot as Dubai.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So far as a traveler, what has been your best travel experience here?
That one, I'm always ready to talk about that experience. My trip to Egypt. I know people are always like Egypt. Nigerians don't like Egypt because, a lot of Nigerians have experienced racial discrimination in Egypt, even though it's an African country.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie. To be honest, I think that's been my most amazing travel experience all the years I've been traveling.
So what made it a standout experience for you? Yeah.
So first of all, I did not go to Cairo because a lot of people go to Cairo and Cairo, they want to go see the pyramid, Gaza, all of that. So I went from the UK to Sham, and it's like a tourist destination. Okay. Yeah, it's a tourist city in Egypt, and from the airport to the hotel, I felt like a princess. Like, I was treated like, welcome. I know it's not like that in Cairo. From what I've seen people, say about, all of that. I know it's really not like that in Cairo. But, I got to... I was not expecting all of the hospitality.
Okay, that means the people that you actually came in contact with, say the immigration officials, were actually very nice to you.
They were nice. Okay. I lost a huge sum of money. I lost some dollars. And they found it for me, which was... I thought that money was gone. Yeah, they went out of their way. Even if there was language barrier, I couldn't understand them. They could not understand me. But I just kept trying to let them know that I lost my money. So the entire... I traveled with some dollars, and it was in an envelope. I dropped the envelope.
Where?
I don't know where, but they found it for me.
Where did they find it?
They used the cameras, and apparently somebody had seen it and kept it, but it was not available as at the time. So, it was, in fact, I had given up on the money. While I was leaving the airport, somebody ran out like, I can't even remember what he called me, but Arabic, something like, the money, I was like, sorry. because I was already feeling like, oh my God, even though I'd paid for my hotel, I'd paid for, but I mean, there are still some experiences and, buying souvenirs and I needed money for. Hospitality was amazing. When I got to the hotel, oh my God, you need to see. I don't even know how to explain this in words. The hotel was beautiful. It was a resort. That was my first time staying in a resort. I've never, even when I was in the UK hospitality is not great. I'm not even gonna lie. It's not, nobody really cares. Just carry your bag and go to your room, pay for your room and carry your bag and go to your room. But when I went there, I don't know if because it was a tourist destination, but it was like it was given the whole royal vibes. Somebody come carry your bag. There's a cart that will drive you around the resort.
And
you don't even
yourself.
You don't even go to the reception. To check in. They just told me to sit somewhere. I was even wondering. I thought maybe there was like a queue and I had to wait. I just sat somewhere, crossed my leg, was pressing my phone. Then can I have your passport, ma'am? Took my passports. In like 5 minutes, he came back with a tag, my room card, then a paper of all the events they'll be having all week. I was like, done? I'm like, yeah, done. You just needed your passports. You've already paid for the rooms. I was so happy. Like, it was amazing, to be honest. Like, words cannot even explain. Oh, no. And that place is so beautiful.
Really? So that means you're going back. When are you going back? Are you going back anytime soon?
No, anytime soon, but I don't know.
Okay, so now we're done with the best experience. So let's now move over to... So what was your worst experience? I actually have my own traveling experience.
My worst experience.
Anyway, I'm going to share.
My worst experience. Lebanon was great. I enjoyed Lebanon. Lebanon used to be my favorite destination.
I remember you mentioned when we were having a conversation, you mentioned your running with nap tip somewhere.
Yeah, that was when I was going to Lebanon, but that was like a Nigerian thing.
Okay.
We'll get to that. So my worst experience should definitely be maybe Accra, Ghana.
That should be the easiest. Because at least there's no language barrier there.
So the problem, it was not even about that. I think it was about the experience. And maybe because I did not spend a long time in Ghana, in Accra. And so I did not, it was, I don't know, it just looked like I was in Lagos. Even Togo, I went, I did Cotonou, Togo, and Ghana. And even Togo, I prefer Togo to Ghana because
I don't know.
I feel like I had high expectations of Ghana.
Okay.
And I got there and it was like Lagos, not even Lagos Pro Max, Lagos. It was as far as Lagos.
The step below Lagos.
I can't really say if it's a step below Lagos. The roads, abandoned projects, the weather, everything, traffic, way. I was like, Jesus Christ. It doesn't even feel like I'm outside Nigeria. Yeah, so I think that's my worst. But not like it was bad. It wasn't bad, but it was just there.
Like, I feel, anyway, because I think what happened to you in Ghana is that literally everything that you know in Nigeria, like you just saw similarities.
Yeah.
So
similarities.
It was different from, you were expecting some kind of special treatment because you have seen special treatment elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly. True. Yeah.
But it wasn't. So for me, I actually loved, God, my first time ever traveling was crazy. Shout out to my travel buddy that is Scholastica if you are watching.
Oh, she was the one you traveled with? Oh my God.
Oh my God. First of all,
I'll never forget that story.
No,
I laughed.
Even as I'm about to give you
I laughed so hard when you told me that story.
So Scholastica, if you're watching, I know you will see this. Even if you don't see it, I'll send it to you. So Scholar, I think we're just at this point, uni students, Scholar is like, oh, let's travel. I hear that, they sell a lot of stuff as students that would like in Cotonou. So as students, she was like, she just suggested that we go to Cotonou. Maybe we'll find things to buy there, and then come back. So luckily I don't even know if I should give this. This gist is long though.
It's very long. But I remember we spent so much time. I was laughing.
So we decided to travel to Cotonou, which was, my initial, thought, okay, I'm leaving, we're going to Cotonou, we'll come back, and, because school was in session for me.
You left school.
So I left school. I met scholars. I met up with scholar in Ibadan, and now we're not going through the regular route. I think everybody uses Semeboda or Badagry. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we decided to go through Ogun, which was kind of close to Ibadan. So we got to Ibadan. Now, for this story, there was a lady who had probably lived in Lome at some point in her life and said to us that she understood French. So because now already we knew that language was going to be a barrier. So we get to Cotonou, and then I realized that people in Cotonou, we also have Yoruba people. There are Yoruba people in Togo as well. Mm-hmm. So what she understood, the language she actually understood was Yoruba, not French. And only God knows when the last time this woman was in any of these countries, because by the time we got to a lot of the places she knew, it was almost like the buildings were demolished. She literally was as lost as us.
Oh my God.
We got to Cotonou. Cotonou wasn't so bad. She understood Yoruba, so she still knew people. So, and my friend is actually a very adventurous person. So let's like, so now we've gotten to Cotonou. Let's just see if we can get to Lome. That's Togo. It's not far, it's just, I'm like, okay, this is not far, let's just go. In as much as I love, I think, where's the first place? I think in as much as I loved, it was it was Togo. I can't even really remember which one, but I remember us landing in one of those countries, and first off, we get there. We left very early in the morning. We got there like late in the evening, and I'm hungry. So we're like, okay, maybe we should find where to eat. We're like, we want to eat. So I was like trying to say, is there like anything like Mr. Biggs here or something? And these guys were not understanding us. So the what do they call it? The bike guys, the taxi guys, they're like, we don't know. I'm like, next they took us to a market. Next thing they took us to somewhere that looks like a
and there was
house.
No Google Translate then.
No Google Translate. Even if there was, our minds probably didn't go there. And this were just taking us to different places. Next thing, in the process, we literally missed ourselves. This one went this way, this one went the other way. And the next I started crying. Who sent me? Who brought, hey, oh God. I'm not even talking about the time that we're going out in the evening to like eat or hang out. I can't remember. And the guy that was carrying me was kind of like a Ghanaian citizen in Lome. So imagine him seeing the police officers and trying to dodge. Now me and my friend, we have missed ourselves.
He doesn't have papers.
Apparently. We roamed. Like, it was so frustrating. Next day, I went back to the hotel where we're staying, and my friend came, was like, what happened? I was like, did you see? Like, we literally missed ourselves. And the language barrier was crazy. The language, I don't even think I can give this gist the way.
Honestly, I remember when you told me, it was hilarious.
It was so fun. Then the lady that took us, that went with us, was lost completely. She didn't know anywhere. We didn't know anything. God. Imagine the first time we went out, we're like looking for food. Then when we stepped somewhere, then we saw like an English restaurant. So we now asked one guy, that want to eat. So the guy just looked at us and wanted to take us to like a mama put or something.
Yeah.
So when we turned around, we saw the restaurant. We're like, is this not a restaurant? We want to eat here. The guy was like looking at us like, can you afford to eat here or something? But at the end of the day, we just went in there. That was the first time we had spaghetti, we had ice cream. Like, we ate, like, we're kind of happy being there. And at that point, the woman must have got upset with us. I can't remember. In fact, I don't even want to give that gist. She got upset and left us. And literally, we had to find our way. In fact, we had to, how we're talking about solo traveling. We actually went solo. We actually went with somebody, kind of came back solo.
She left
because I think at the point of exit from Lome, like, I had to go my way. I think for some reason my friend had to join another vehicle. She came into Nigeria through Seme, while I came in, back through Ogun, because that was the one I was familiar with. Like, my experience I actually want to go back to Lome because the place was kind of like more chill than
Lome is the one in Togo, yeah?
Yeah, Togo, yeah.
I really like Togo.
Togo is kind of chill. They have a beach.
I feel like it's prettier.
I
like
think
it's
so.
nicer.
I think so. Yeah. The trees by the beach.
Yeah, they have like great what's it called, coastal line.
Exactly.
Beautiful coastal line. The trees, the palm trees, like you said, by the beach. Even the hotel where I stayed in Lome was beautiful. It was amazing.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I can't remember the name. It was a French name, so I can't really remember, but I could check and let you know.
Yeah.
But it was nice. I love the fact that they preserve their coastal lines. Not like Nigeria where they've gone to build at Eco Atlantic field everywhere, sandfield. But this one, just by the road, by the market, you'll be seeing, the Atlantic Ocean. You'll be seeing, all of that, the fish, and it's beautiful. I love it. Like, I really loved. That was my favorite when I did Cotonou, Togo, and Ghana. Togo was my favorite place.
So okay, so what's your weirdest experience as a traveler, a solo traveler? Weird, like something you didn't expect, but it hits you. Because mine is very funny.
Maybe you should go with yours. Maybe okay, let me remember.
So we go into from Cotonou to Togo.
Okay.
We did not understand any language. Don't forget me, I'm even from Akwa Ibom, so I don't understand Yoruba. Nothing. Like there was nothing that was familiar. And it was so strange. I felt so lost, like anxiety, everything. So imagine me and my friend one evening. I think we wanted to go out and buy something. And next thing we heard P-Square music. Oh my God. It was like Christmas. We did not move. Like we heard it and we just froze. Like we actually waited there till the P-Square music finished.
Oh God, I can imagine. Oh my God.
Like we couldn't believe it. Like that was the only like who would have thought that when you leave you would, of course we value P-Square music, but the way it hits us so hard, like for some, like we stood there like, God, like I couldn't wait to be home. I couldn't wait to come back to Nigeria. I couldn't wait to be back to familiar, faces, language, and
So for me, I really can't say. Okay, I think still Egypt. Crazy or weird, because I had one
crazy or weird, whichever one.
Okay, I had one experience in Morocco I was like, these people are out to cheat tourists. If you go to Marrakech, is it Marrakech or Marrakesh? I don't know, but it's spelled Marrakech. But I think they call it Marrakesh, wherever shall you. So I was there, and then do you know that I went with my cousin? It wasn't a solo trip. I went with my cousin, and then we're at the market shopping and all of that. You won't believe that these people, the restaurants at the market is called Jam Elfna. It's a very popular market where you go to buy leather, you buy, Moroccan things, oil, argan oil, and all of that. We were at the market all day, and then we're like, let's have some Moroccan food, and we sat down to eat. The thing was that we did not ask for the price of the food. We didn't ask for the prices of what we're eating because we thought it's in the market. It shouldn't be so expensive.
Be affordable.
Yeah, exactly. When we eat around where we stayed, we stayed in an Airbnb. We didn't stay in a hotel. The food we're eating around where we stayed, we just thought it was going to be the same price. In fact, cheaper in the market because this is the market.
Yeah.
My dear, I left for us to finish it and they brought you. Oh my Father!
Thank God they didn't ask you to sweep and mop.
Jesus Christ! The bill was hefty. I was like,
Do you think they cheated you guys? Or?
They cheated us, not do you think? They cheated us. I'm like, how? Then I'm like, it's not possible because we've had this food.
Yeah.
Other places in town, in the city, and it's not this expensive. Why would the markets, which is the local place, be this expensive? And they're like, and they have English speakers. So one thing about Moroccans, they speak so many languages because in that particular place because of the tourists. German, English, all of that. And I went and brought the menu. And truly, those things were expensive. We did not just ask for the menu. My cousin said, lie, as a Yoruba woman, that she said, no, I'm not paying this for this food. Do you know that's how we started haggling price for food?
That we have finished it already.
We haggled the price. I can't remember. Let's say it was like £1,000.
Yeah.
We haggled to like maybe £400, and we ended up paying like way less.
Wait, I don't understand. Were they charging you guys in pounds?
No, I'm just like saying, for example, I can't remember their currency. I can't remember what their currency is, but I'm just like saying, let's say it was like that. So it was, we basically paid less than half of what they initially charged. Then we now came to realize that they had a different menu for tourists.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's the way they make money off tourists.
Okay.
Which is wrong, which is crazy, because why should... The price difference was a lot. Like, why would you charge me? Like, it was just a lot, because we've been in the city and we've eaten, we've paid for our food, no problem. Then you now go to the markets. Just like eating. What we had to like a mama puts, like market, local place in the market, and so. And in fact, for them to even cut down the price for us, that of course they were, cheating us.
So was it more expensive than what you were eating in town?
Yes, it was way expensive. It was like 3 times, 4 times the price of what we eat in town.
Okay.
It was like super expensive. So when we go back to our Airbnb, our host now explained to us that they have a different menu for tourists. Now, next time when you go to places like that, you ask them for the main menu, the real menu. Do not just go and sit down and eat.
But but once they know you're a tourist, of course they will not let you know that
they would know that you're not new there. They do it to people who are like new.
All right.
So people already know, and they ask for the menu. If you bring the tourist menu, they'll say no. Go and bring. If like it was priced in dollars, I was saying $10. Yes, it was priced. They wanted us to pay them in dollars. It was crazy. Like, why should we pay you in dollars? We have like your currency and all of that. So that was like a very weird experience for me in Morocco.
Okay, so as a young person traveling, do you just wake up and travel spontaneously, or do you plan your travel, budget and stuff, know how much you're gonna spend, or are you a rich kid?
I'm not even gonna lie.
Or do you spend like a rich kid rather?
I do not plan my trips. I just wake up and feel like traveling somewhere. That's what I do. But I still travel on a budget.
Okay.
But I feel like if I plan my trips, I'll probably travel way less than what I spend to travel.
So as a regular traveler, which would you prefer to use? Do you think using an agent is better than, booking and planning your trip yourself?
So I book my tickets myself. I plan my trips myself. I apply for my visa myself. Yeah. The only time I use an agent is when maybe the visa requires that you use an agent, like the Dubai visa, for example. Yeah. So it's more economical for me, and also it gives me room to be spontaneous. I'm a very spontaneous traveler.
Okay.
Yeah. So by the time I'm Googling things to do in Lebanon, things to do in the UK, I see a lot of exciting things, and I can just, create an itinerary myself. Unlike when you use an agent, they can tell you, 7 days in Morocco, so and so price, It's not flexible.
It's kind of restrictive.
Exactly. Yeah. And me, I can, for example, when I went to Dubai, for the first week in Dubai, I did not go anywhere. I was staying in my sister's place. So she has like a beach, she has a gym, pool, everything there. Okay. It was like a beach
house
apartment here. I did not go anywhere. If it was something like an agent, planned tour and stuff like that, I would have just missed out on anything, because I literally fell sick because of the change of environment. It was too hot for me here. Okay. So I always tell people you can do this thing yourself. But sometimes I know, okay, you don't want to stress about it. Yeah. I also plan.
You want somebody to take the burden of planning off you.
But I always tell my friends, I plan trips for my friends too. Yeah. I just, you want to go? Yeah. Okay, no problem. I'll just create an itinerary for you and all of that. Yeah. I don't charge them for that.
I remember the one we planned that never left the WhatsApp.
Thank you. We're supposed to do the Cotonou, Togo, and Accra together, but you ran away.
T-Pain happened.
So I do my things myself. Yeah. Visa. I always see when it comes to visa, please try your best to apply for your visas yourself. Because what agents do to people in this visa matter, I mean, agents will you don't even know what these agents are submitting, because they are doing the submission for you. Yeah. Sometimes they just cook up things, put things together and submit, and before you know it, even when you try to use another agent or do it yourself, because of what the mistake the first agent has done, it affects your other applications. So you need to be careful when you're using an agent. If you're going to use an agent, use a proper agent, like a verified agent, somebody that you know that, okay, they know what they are doing and they're not just putting together documents for you.
Yeah, cooking up stories.
Exactly.
For you.
So even my UK visa, I did it myself. Any other visa I will be doing it by myself.
Okay, so as a female traveler, I know that there's a stereotype to female travelers traveling alone. You know, there are some misconceptions about female travelers. Have you ever faced any kind of misconception or stereotype, you know?
Yeah, when I was going to Lebanon, how old was I? Okay, but I was not like I was still in my mid-20s.
Okay.
And I was going to Lebanon. In Nigeria, I got to the immigration officer. He opened my passport. And the first thing he looked at was my age, because I was traveling by myself. And then he looked at me and said, "Who are you traveling with?" I said, "I'm traveling by myself." I was like, "You're too young to travel by yourself." I was like,
From where to where?
For real. He said I had to go and clear with NAPTIP.
Okay.
NAPTIP is the body that, controls the
human trafficking and all that.
So he said I would have to go clear with NAPTIP. And I was like, why do I have to do that? I was like, it's not certain that I'm traveling by myself, or it's possible somebody is sending me to wherever I was going to. I was like, oh my God, this is not my first trip. And I had to open my passport and say, I've been traveling. This is not my first trip. And I travel by myself. I was like, then he started asking me, what do? I had to open my Slack, like, my organization. Say, this is where I work. This is my boss. This is, they know I'm traveling. I'm coming back. I'm not going to, be trafficked or something. Yeah, that kind of thing. It took a while. Like, okay, no problem. And then he explained to me that somebody was recently trafficked.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was why I was doing. Okay,
so security was a bit tight at the time.
Exactly. And a young girl, once they say a young girl, they'll just want to find out why you're going to the particular place you're going to. So yeah, that's it. And then sometimes you don't always feel safe.
Yeah.
There's that too. You don't want to be out late at night because you're a solo female traveler. You're trying to be careful. But then I always try, when I'm traveling, another thing I consider when I'm traveling is that I like to travel to places where I know somebody.
Okay.
For example, I was going to Lebanon. I have a very, very amazing friend who lives in Lebanon. Yeah. So, I was comfortable going there. Yeah. Dubai, my cousin lives in Dubai. I have people in the UK. It was just Morocco. I went with my cousin. It was not really a solo trip. Okay. And also Egypt wasn't really a solo trip. And then other places I went to was like a group tour. Okay. That's like the Cotonou, Togo, and Accra. So, but I mean, people would always talk, "Oh, why are you traveling alone? It's dangerous, blah, blah, blah," and things like that. So people don't even believe you're traveling alone. There is that. So like, who are you traveling?
You're not traveling alone. Somebody's waiting for you on the other side.
Exactly. So people are like, who are you traveling with? And when I say I'm traveling by myself, like, oh, really? Next thing they'll say that, well, who's paying for your trip?
Really? In this day and time.
Yeah. So people are like, who's paying for your trip? That one I was like, in fact, I don't want to answer your question because why you asking me who's paying for me? You guys go ask men who's paying for their trip.
Exactly.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But when it's you as a lady, especially a young lady, just want to know. And
do you think they're just being nosy or,
well,
anyway, sometimes those questions have saved people.
Yeah.
Where they see,
who is paying for your trip?
No, who is paying for your trip? Like, who are you traveling with? Yeah. Like in the cases of people that were trafficked.
Safety. Yeah. You know when somebody's asking you these questions because you're concerned about your safety. Yeah. And you also know when somebody's asking you this question because they just want to damn a ball. They're just being nosy and they just want to like
they just
be
want
your
to
business.
Know.
Yeah. So that's that.
So for a lot of people, some people see traveling as luxury, while I see traveling as education. Mm-hmm. Because like you can't travel to a place and come back the same. You're definitely going to learn about people, culture, their ways of life, you're definitely going to learn things different from, where you're coming from. So do you think for you is traveling luxury or do you travel for fun or is it for education or,
Travel is not really luxury for me.
Okay.
Well, you want to have the money to,
of course, you should have the money
splurge
before you
and all
travel.
of that. But I'm mostly a budget traveler.
Even though you don't really budget, as you said.
Yeah, but I travel for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Because I just want to learn new things. I just want to experience other people's culture.
Okay.
I want to see how things are done in this place, different weather and all of that. Although with this weather thing, as I am now, since my Dubai trip, I do not travel during the summer.
Okay.
Because that one has scarred me. I don't want to go. Nigeria is already summer all through. I don't want to go experience any other summer again. The one in Nigeria is fine for me. So when I travel with the intention of, learning, meeting new people, experiencing things, eating new food.
Yeah.
That's one thing I really love. I love to taste, other culture.
Yeah.
Their meals and all of that. Then adventure. I'm very adventurous. Oh Lord. When I travel,
skydiving and co.
Oh, when I travel, I want to do the crazy things they do in that location. In Egypt, I went diving.
Okay.
I went diving.
In the Red Sea?
In the Red Sea. I went diving in the Red Sea. I was basically the only black person. You know, this is why they said that black people don't like water.
Yeah.
I went on a boat trip, something like that. And then I'm going to send you the pictures. I went diving. It was so beautiful. Like,
is there any
the
video?
Fishes. Yes, I have a video under the water. I went, what's it called? There's something like scuba diving.
Okay, scuba diving.
Yeah, where you go down, you see all the fishes, different colors of fishes. You see, just so many things there. Then I went snorkeling too.
Okay.
It was so scary because I was in the ocean.
Yeah.
In the Red Sea. I was so scared. So it was...
But it was fun.
It was fun, yeah. Then the Lebanon that you just mentioned, the paragliding,
Okay.
Over the sea.
I'd like to be like you when I grow up. Thank you so much, Mercy, for coming on my podcast and sharing your traveling experiences. I hope somebody learned a thing or two about traveling. We hope to see you again on the podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. We've come to the end of this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and tell your friend about More Than Headlines. See you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.